Good journey, everyone. Hey, there we are. There we are. Good journey, everyone. How is everyone doing tonight? Welcome to Space Oats, episode 102. Um, if you know that my episodes are really out of order, it's because a couple weeks back I found out that, I was miscounting and I missed like 10. I jumped ahead 10 episodes. So I am actually up to 102 episodes. That is the thing. So welcome to Space Oats episode 102. The title of this episode is "Good," our first catch of the day. Maybe you recognize that quote. I hope you do because it's one of my favorite quotes of one of my favorite Star Wars movies. And Today we're gonna dive into the life and unfortunate brief times of a man who uttered those very words. If you know who it is, give a shout out right away. And I'd like to see, how far into this episode you guess it. But yeah, it's fancy. I'm drinking a fantastic drink. Fantastic drink. Love it. Out of my fantastic glass. Um, that was a gift to me from a good friend of mine. So we're good. We got some drinks. We got an Empire Strikes Back Roosevelt's on, celebrating Empire Strikes Back, because Empire Strikes Back is definitely one of my favorite movies. It is fantastic. It's probably a lot of people's favorite Star Wars movie, I gather. But anyway, that is what we're going to be talking about today. The man who uttered the words "good," our first catch of the day. The only phrase he ever had in a Star Wars movie, and the only scene he ever had in a Star Wars movie. But I think a lot of people remember it. What a fitting quote it is. Today we're talking about the man who uttered those words, that being Captain Lennox. Captain Lennox, everyone, let's give it up for Mr. Captain Lennox. I'm going to switch some cameras around just so you can see me face to face. I have my broad camera out. There we go. Look at that. It's me, everyone. How's everyone doing? Let me go ahead and pop up Mr. Captain Lennox little profile pic that I have here. And how do I want to do this today? Let's do it. We'll do it this way. Do it this way. Let's do it this way. Let's be at the top today. Kind of weird because I have the I don't like that because that really has me going against. There we go. That's a little bit better, right? I'm just gonna scoot over a little bit. How about that? So I'll be right next to Gaia here. In between Gaia and Ahsoka. Love that. Anyway, so Mr. Captain Lennox, right over there, everyone. A name that might not immediately jump out at you unless I gave the quote. Now the quote really kind of gives it away. But if I were to say Captain Lennox, people would be like, "Who the heck is Captain Lennox?" But he did play a very crucial. So he was a crucial crew member of the Empire. That's why That's why I love Captain Lennox, honestly. But it was a brief one, a brief role, a crucial role, but a brief role in one of the most iconic space battles in cinematic history. That being the Battle of Hoth. And it really wasn't a space battle, was it? It was a ground assault, but it was still a fantastic battle, opening up the Empire Strikes Back, which was fantastic. I mean, a snow battle. I used to love the snow. I don't really like the snow anymore because it's cold, it's freezing, wet, all of that. I can't really consider myself being someone that would go out and play in the snow like I used to. But I used to reenact the Battle of Hoth all the time when I was little. Loved going out there. I was just waiting for a big snowfall so that me and my neighbor could go out and just have some fun in the snow, reenacting the Hoth scenes. Who didn't? If you lived in a snowy climate, please tell me, share with me your fun stories as you did. I was always Han Solo, by the way. It was fantastic. So much fun. For those keeping track, Captain Lennox was portrayed by the actor John Dix. And the reason kind of that I wanted to talk about Captain Lennox, John Dix, is because, fun fact, he was born today, July 23rd, 1947, Mr. John Dix. Yeah, we got a little bit of celebration for him today. So we're going to talk about his character that was very brief, but very iconic in The Empire Strikes Back. John Dix, in Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, he was simply credited as an Imperial officer at the time. There was no name to his character, but the expanded universe, later the new Star Wars canon, has given him the name of Captain Lennox. So we do have him as an official named character now. Not like he was when he first knew. He was just a side character, kind of a throwaway line, just to kind of, make a funny moment kind of in Empire Strikes Back. And now he's got an expanded character story in a way. Lennox was a human male, as you can see there. He was a very dedicated captain in the Imperial Navy. He served the Galactic Empire during the Galactic Civil War, which was the time of The Empire Strikes Back. And he commanded the Imperial second-class Star Destroyer Tyrant. I have a picture of the Tyrant as well. Of course, gotta do the Tyrant. So that is the Imperial Star Destroyer Tyrant, orbiting the planet Hoth there. And the Tyrant was a very formidable vessel, as was all Star Destroyers. And it was part of the terrifying Sith Lord Darth Vader's personal armada, that being Death Squadron. I forgot that Vader's squadron of Star Destroyers in his Legion there had a name, had Death Squadron as its name. And that was all of Vader's Star Destroyers, most of which you saw in that fleet that you saw in Empire Strikes Back was part of Death Squadron. So in 3 ABY, which for those of you who don't speak Galactic Calendar and it's your first time being on a Star Wars podcast, is ABY is after the Battle of Yavin. Death Squadron located the Alliance secret base on the ice planet Hoth. And what followed, as we all know, was a massive assault on the rebels with Star Destroyers like the Tyrant blockading the planet, as you see here. Lennox's moment in the spotlight came when he attempted to intercept one of the first rebel GR-75 medium transports, and which was the Quantum Storm, was the first one that evacuated Hoth, or was trying to evacuate Hoth. And this was part of Project Swarm, that the Imperial operation was finding the rebel headquarters and basically trying to get to that surface and annihilate them as quickly as possible. Fitting name. I didn't realize that there was an actual operation name for this, Project Swarm, but that has been played out in the expanded universe. And that's what it was called. You can almost hear the anticipation in his voice when Lieutenant Cabell, who is the other officer, and I'm going to kind of pull up the screen here of the scene that we all know Captain Lennox being a part of. But we have right there on the left, actually, was Lieutenant Cabell. He was a controller on the Tyrant's bridge. He approaches Lennox, informs him that the 3 rebel vessels were approaching, which was the Quantum Storm, as well as 2 X-Wings, I believe, were escorting. And Lennox was, as the records show, pleased to learn that their ship would be the first to capture the rebels. He was sure of it. And that famous line, after Lieutenant Cabell expresses to Lennox that there were 3 fighters heading into their sector, Captain Lennox gave that famous line, "Good, our first catch of the day." My horrible British accent. But just kind of, so sure of himself that they were going to grab these rebels. The Tyrant shields were even lowered so they could use the tractor beam to pull the rebel transport aboard. But as often happens in Star Wars, the rebels have a surprise up their sleeves, or rather on the planet Hoth, coming from their rebel base. And just as the Tyrant's tractor beam actually did lock on to the quantum storm, has been officially noted that it did actually lock onto the quantum storm, the Alliance hit the Tyrant with the 2 devastating blasts from the V-150 Planet Defender ion cannon, which was located at Echo Base. With its shields now down, those shots disabled Lennox's vessel. So, anticipation, he was going to catch them, tractor beam, have to put the shields down to activate the tractor beam, ion cannon, perfect timing, boom, hits the Star Destroyer. Now, direct hit, no shields protecting it, the vessel is out of commission. The Tyrant was crippled, its missile launchers, conning tower taken out, leaving it to veer off and then careen helplessly into deep space as the quantum storm and its escort slip past and escape the system. A truly humbling moment for this confident captain. Now, most of the time, when that happens, there's repercussions, especially a captain in the Empire, especially under Vader's fleet. But the Empire ultimately claimed victory in the Battle of Hoth. Many rebels, thankfully, managed to escape through the blockade. Many did perish on that ground assault. Remarkably, Lennox avoided any summary execution after the battle. How do we know this? Well, it's mostly because of the expanded universe, because we know on screen we do not see Lennox anymore. But that was a very surprisingly merciful outcome for an Imperial officer who had a major blunder. Now, was it really a blunder on his part? He didn't know what was on Echo Base. He was probably kind of following orders of really, capturing the rebels. They didn't know which rebels were fleeing on that transport, and we knew that Vader was in a search to capture certain rebels, because obviously we want to know if there's any more rebel cells out there. So he was probably doing proper procedure, Imperial procedure, not knowing that there was ion cannon. So really, was it his fault? Not really. Kind of like Captain Piet at the end of The Empire Strikes Back, when the Millennium Falcon, the men had disabled the Millennium Falcon's hyperdrive, and Vader went to Piet. You're sure your men had deactivated the Millennium Falcon's hyperdrive? Yes, my Lord Vader, that has been done. And then as Vader is watching right before they hit the tractor beam to grab the Millennium Falcon, of course we know it flies off and into hyperspace. And Piet kind of looking stunned, and Vader just walking away. Obviously knowing that it wasn't really Piet's fault. He had done everything that he should have done, but it was almost like, are we going to see him again? And of course we see Captain Piet in Return of the Jedi, which was something that Vader did have a little bit of forgiving with certain officers that didn't make mistakes, did everything that they were supposed to do, but something to chance happens, and it was kind of out of their control. Not like Admiral Ozzel, who made a decision that cost the Empire a surprise attack and was a major blunder, and he fell to the hands of Vader because of not a good decision. And Vader realized that. Also, the other one was the Star Destroyer that was pursuing the Falcon later on through the asteroid field, and basically saying that they had them, they were going to catch them, and then losing them, not being able to track the Falcon. Where did it go? Of course, if Vader would have known the skills of Han Solo and what he did, he may have been a little forgiving. in that. But kind of the Millennium Falcon disappearing and him not understanding where the Falcon went, that definitely served as a blunder on his part. Captain Nita, and just remembered his name there, and Vader giving him a untimely death as well. So lots of misfortunes happening in Empire Strikes Back. You have 2 officers that make mistakes and survive, 2 officers that don't make that do make mistakes and they don't survive. So you see Vader kind of weighing in on certain things, and why the rebels get away in certain circumstances, and only punishing those deservedly that should. And I believe that both that got punished deserved it. Both that did not deserve it. So Captain Lennox, hats off to you. You didn't deserve to die at Vader's hands. And you continued to be a part of Vader's fleet. He did survive, so that encounter, that battle of Hoth, but he did meet his end later on during the cataclysmic Battle of Endor 1 year later for ABY, where the Alliance fleet attacked the Death Star 2. We know from Expanded Universe, from encyclopedia books about Captain Lennox, that he was at that battle. We do not see him at that battle, but we know the Tyrant was there. We know that he did not suffer at the fate of Vader, and he was most likely still the captain of the Star Destroyer Tyrant. Maybe not, maybe being demoted, but I don't think so. I have a feeling that he was still the captain of the Tyrant. And unfortunately, he met his demise there. But a very fitting, if tragic, end for a very loyal Imperial officer doing what he did, serving the Empire, serving Vader as part of his Death Squadron fleet. In terms of his appearance, Lennox, we see him a little bit here in the picture. We saw him a little bit earlier. Fair skin, brown hair, dark eyes, wore the standard uniform of the Imperial Navy Command officer, complete with the Imperial Kepi and a single code cylinder. His rank insignia plaque on his left breast showed 3 red bars above 3 blue, which denoting his captaincy of the Tyrant. Fascinating how such a character with so little time on screen, initially credited to so generically as an Imperial officer, has been fleshed out over the years in Expanded Universe. He was first identified in the new Star Wars canon on a card. This was the 2015 Topps Star Wars Force Addicts The Force Awakens set of trading cards. So, after Disney purchasing, fleshing out some of these older characters, fun times. For those of you who delve into the Legends continuity, he was first identified on a card in the 1998 Hoth limited set of trading cards for the Star Wars customizable card game. The Legends article, The Empire's Finest, Who's Who in the Imperial Military, gave him his first name of Zamuel. That is spelled Xamuel, Zamuel. So whether you know him as Captain Lennox, Imperial officer, or Zamuel Lennox, however you came to know him or continued to come to know him, he's a testament to the rich tapestry of Star Wars universe, where even minor characters, which is so great, one of my favorite things about Star Wars, even the minor characters get their moments in the sun, or in this case, in the cold. Unforgiving vacuum of space. So a very good catch for our podcast today, I would say, right? And I think we caught it pretty good, and no blunders here, I don't think. If so, let me know. But if it is a good catch, let me know as well. Is Captain Lennox one of your favorite side minor Imperial officers that survived Vader's wrath, even though making a mistake? That is far and few between, my friends, to be able to make a mistake under Vader's watch and still survive, right? Pretty fantastic. That is kind of all for that. But I do want to say San Diego Comic-Con is happening this coming weekend, and there are some Star Wars exclusives. I had mentioned this on not long ago in this galaxy the other day when I was doing that. It actually dropped last Thursday, some of the exclusives that were going to be at San Diego Comic-Con. I'm going to change my format here because I want this to be a little bit bigger. And we're going to do this. I got to be able to see what I'm scrolling here. This is from StarWars.com, by the way, where you can catch these exclusives that are going to be coming. All sorts of stuff. Got the first thing here is the Darth Vader limited edition Tamagotchi Nano by Bandai Namco. A bunch of these have been released over the years, and most of them being exclusives at Comic-Cons or celebrations. This one is putting Anakin Skywalker's path in the palm of your hands. So really cool metallic shell design there for the piece. And you get to take him through lightsaber training. Your actions are going to determine whether he stays with the light side or goes to the dark side. So pretty cool. The San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. So you'll be able to buy this from Bandai, regardless if you're at San Diego Comic-Con or not. But the San Diego Comic-Con edition, the limited edition, also comes with a premium black and red box packaging for display, which is really cool. Definitely is something if you're going to pick it up anyway and you're at San Diego Comic-Con, I would say get it there. Nice display box. If it's something that you're just going to collect, if you collect them all, great having a display box like that. I've never had a Tamagotchi. I know a lot of people have been into those, but I've never been into those. Anyway, we got some action figures coming out by Beast Kingdom. So there's going to be 7 newest first-to-market additions to the Star Wars line, and some of them are pictured here, including the Stormtrooper, the Clone Trooper, which is the 501st Clone Trooper, and the Sith Lord himself, Darth Vader. So I honestly don't know much about the Beast Kingdom action figures. They look kind of funky, pretty cool though. Cool design. If you're into those, you got some first to markets there at San Diego Comic-Con. There is a Star Wars Darth Vader premiere helmet by De Novo, and that is has been recreated with archival helmets, photographs from Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back. So speaking of Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back, this is the Vader helmet from Empire Strikes Back. Looking pretty cool there. De Novo doing an excellent job. A Mandalorian and Grogu limited edition metal poster. We know Mandalorian and Grogu will be coming out. Is it next year? Next March? Next something? Maybe? I don't know. I can't remember. They keep pushing the dates around so much. But the poster we got revealed, and there is the limited edition metal poster by Displate. So this is an event exclusive poster. So you can only get this at San Diego Comic-Con. If you're a big poster fan, I would rather have a metal poster than a paper poster, honestly. It's not going to get damaged as much. What else do we got? We got Star Wars Unlimited 2025 convention exclusive by Fantasy Flight Games. Variant cards in blueprint style. Look pretty cool. Inspired by some of the best droids to be found in the galaxy. You got the R2-D2, looks like packaging as well as cards. And you got BD1 in there, Chopper in there, C-3PO. Who else? BB-8 and the L3 over there in the green, maybe. That looks pretty cool. So yeah, these amazing variant cards. So 6 of them total. And yeah, so that's an exclusive set from San Diego Comic-Con. If you are a lover of cards, of trading cards, that is a definite for you. Fig Pin, if you're a pin person, we got enamel pins, mystery box pins by Fig Pin. There are limited edition pins like the Force Ghost Qui-Gon Jinn from the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, Jedi Knight Revan, K2SO, plus an extra large Rancor pin. And there's also mystery boxes, which feature character pins related to Han Solo and the Sith. So none of those are pictured because they are mystery pins. So if you're a pin person, got some limited edition pins there at San Diego Comic-Con. Ornaments are a big thing for a lot of people, and other enamel pins by Hallmark. Some really cool ornaments. Darth Nihilus. I think there's a bunch of stuff happening with Darth Nihilus, which is interesting and kind of getting me excited about some Old Republic stuff that could possibly be announced at San Diego Comic-Con, because I think there's a display with Darth Nihilus as well that was announced. So yeah, Knights of the Old Republic. Would love to see some more Knights of the Old Republic content come about. Big fan of that. Maybe some re-releases or something like that. Commemorative vintage-inspired Jawa ornament, kind of in the packaging you see there, which is really cool. The vintage packaging of the Jawa. Or you can pick up an early gift with the 8-bit Darth Vader enamel pin, which is pretty cool. It looks like there's a removable helmet somehow, or maybe it flips up. I think it looks like it flips up maybe and removes the helmet. That's a pretty cool pin. I like stuff like that. Yeah, the helmet lifts, which is pretty neat. So that's kind of different. Hallmark pin. I've never had a Hallmark pin before. Black Series action figures, especially so this one here, the Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi figures by Hasbro, which looks really, really cool. We have this from Revenge of the Sith, and they're available in a new Mustafar Duel exclusively at the Hasbro booth. It's a 2-pack, so if you are a big Black Series fan, Hasbro Black Series, you're going to want to pick that up. It looks fantastic. Darth Vader Minico by Iron Studios. This one looks pretty interesting. I don't really know too much about Minico either, their lineup, but it's small scale form and really cool display here. It's got the base and the tiny holograms of the Death Star 2, Darth Vader's TIE Advance, and the AT-AT walkers. So actually something from like each original movie. The TIE Advance from A New Hope, the AT-ATs from Empire Strikes Back, and Death Star 2 from Return of the Jedi. So yeah, that's a fun, stylized way of displaying your Darth Vader love. There is going to be live Arabesh engraving by Rock Love, and these look fantastic, honestly. I probably would get something like this if I could, if I was there. Crucial crew member. See that on there somehow? Maybe on the smaller tag, and then, I don't know, Halcyon. I don't know. I'm sure there's going to be Star Cruiser people that get Halcyon or something on there, or something like that. This is a commemorative San Diego Comic-Con one-of-a-kind exclusive blank necklace, also or bracelet engraving with your name. Does it have to be your name? I mean, my name is the Crucial Crew member, right? With your name translated into Arabesh. And this is a part of Rock Love's new Galactic Forge collection. So if it is a new collection, possibly you'll be able to get that online later. So I'll have to possibly look into that. Star Wars Micro Galaxy Squadron Vehicle Multi-Pack by Jazzwares. Jazzwares are great people. They put out some really cool stuff, and I'm glad I've never jumped down the rabbit hole of their amazing, fun little toys, because I would just buy them all. But got some really cool ways to reenact some amazing Imperial fights with you got 3 vehicles. It's a 3 vehicle set. Darth Vader's TIE Advanced with 2 standard TIEs, and then Darth Vader as well as 2 TIE pilots. And they're going to have much more as well. So those are some of the amazing exclusive sets at San Diego Comic-Con. So hope everyone enjoys it if you're going, and maybe picking up some of those items and maybe some other items as well. So I will not be there. One day, San Diego Comic-Con. One day I'll be there. That is it for this evening, everyone. I hope everyone is having a great week. And thank you for joining in. Thank you for watching Space Oats Live, a Star Wars podcast. Episode 102. And with that, I will be signing off. Remember to continue to do many, many Star Wars things each and every day. Have some fun watching Star Wars, playing Star Wars, listening to Star Wars, reading Star Wars, doing something Star Wars each and every day. I will see you next week, and until that time, may the stars light your way. Have a great night.